Hello, everyone. I cannot believe it is finally Lumio Palooza. My name is Mish, and I am a learning and community designer here at Lumio. I'm located in Arizona, so it is 7:30 in the morning for me. This is my first Lumio session of the day, and oh my goodness, am I so excited. And I cannot believe that I get to work with Liisa for my very first session. So I'm going to pop Liisa here on the screen to introduce herself. Hey, Liisa.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. It's good to join you today. It's good to be with you for this session.
Awesome. I'm super excited to have Liisa here. Liisa is year after year just brings the very best knowledge to us. She's doing quite a few sessions for us over the next few days, getting started with Lumio right now, another getting started with Lumio tomorrow morning, which will be mostly the same session, but I think she's got more of a higher ed adult example for her sample lesson as well. And I see in the chat, I see folks from all over the US and Canada, a couple of other folks here in the chat. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. Please remember throughout our session, drop any questions you might have in the chat, and I'll be sure to help out there. I'll help out with Liisa, and I'm going to go ahead and put Liisa's screen up on the page for us, and off we go. Go ahead, Liisa.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good to join you. So I'm a consultant and trainer. I've had 25 years of teaching experience, 13 of those using SMART. And I'm absolutely passionate about educational technology. I work for a company called Edit Microsystems, and there is a saying that I have put there by John Dewey that was written in 1952 that really informs a lot of what I do. Give the pupil something to do, not something to learn. And the doing is of such a nature as to demand thinking, learning naturally results. And this is such a beautiful thing because this is exactly what Lumio does. It gives your learners something to do, not something to learn. It's actually a fun way of getting teaching and learning across to your students. So these are our hashtags for our social media. You're welcome to follow us. I'm more than happy to connect with you as well. So I would like you to please join my session. I would love you to join my classroom. So Michelle is going to post a link into the chat. You can simply chat. You click on that link to join my class. I would love for you to participate in these activities. The whole goal behind this session is to show you how fun Lumio is and how easy it is to get started. So you're going to go to any browser, you're going to type in lumioclass.com. You will click join as a guest, and you're going to enter in the class code, which is 392023. And then you will enter your name and join as a guest. I see we have got quite a few number of people who have joined the session. I'm actually just going to put the class code. All right, let's go onwards and upwards. Right, so this is an example of a shouted out activity. This activity really allows you as a teacher to get your students' voice out there. So I put a shouted out activity there for you. And I want you to just give me your answer to the question. What one word comes to your mind when you think about technology in education? So you're going to pop a word in, whatever word you want to pop in, and you just hit send response. And I can see there is a whole lot of responses that are popping up on the screen. Nice. I'm so pleased to see so many responses. So as you can see on the screen, most of the responses that are coming through are very small in font. However, if you tap on any one of the results, it actually enlarges the result. This works like a charm, especially if you have an interactive display, because you can actually use it as a springboard for discussion. So this is an example of shout it out. I can navigate between the different responses using the arrows, and I can close the responses that I can see over here. So I'm just going to go through some of the responses here. I can see some people are saying that ICT, technology in education, is scary. That's a lot of the responses that I have from people who are starting out using technology, challenging, engaging, development. I like that. Really nice. Advancing, troubleshooting. Interesting. So this is a really, really good tool to use to gauge your understanding and to gauge understanding of your learners. And I can see that a whole lot of you have been exposed to smartboards and a lot of you have faced technology problems in the past. I'm hoping that today's session will give you a new perspective on technology in education and how it is used. I'm going to change the screen just so that we can go onwards and upwards so that you can see what we're going to be talking about. So what exactly is Lumio? This session, getting started with Lumio, is really an introduction into the tools of Lumio. It is a digital learning platform that's designed to enhance classroom engagement and collaboration by transforming lessons into interactive, dynamic experiences. Most of the time, when your learners are not engaged, that is the time where you see behavior issues, or you see learners who are bored, or your high functioning learners who are frustrated because they are not getting their ability to express themselves out. The beauty of the Lumio, I'm just going to use one of my annotation tools here. I'm going to use a pen. Content that you already use. Things like a Google Drive, Google Docs, PDF, PowerPoints, notebook files, and Canva files can be used as you have designed them. You can simply import them into Lumio and you can start using them. Not only that, but you get rid of all the photocopying and all the making copies of many different worksheets for your learners. You can actually have individual handouts where learners can actually take part in a lesson and you have a digital copy of their responses. There's beautiful game-based activities that you can incorporate in your teaching and your learning. Most of the time, learners succeed because they play, especially when it comes to Lumio, because the game-based activities are geared to leverage the content that you have presented to your learners. You can also use Lumio as an assessment tool. So the assessments you can actually build into your lessons. It can give you real feedback, gives you 5 different types of questions that you can use, and you can actually get good data that you can use for your reporting at the end of the year. It's also got a whole lot of ready-made content that you can bring straight into a lesson at the touch of a finger. And what I like the most is it caters for all types of learners. So you have learners who are dyslexic who can actually leverage the content by using the immersive reader. You can also add audio instructions. So this is for your little kids, age 3, 4, and those who can't read yet. You can add audio instructions. Lumio is such a fun tool that allows you to leverage your content. It allows you to take your learning from two-dimensional and standing in front of the classroom and just talk and talk, and actually present lessons to your learners that are fun and engaging. All right, so for this session, we're going to talk about why. Why do we have Lumio? What can we do with Lumio? We can enhance instructional practice with Lumio to provide engaging learning experiences for students. Every single student can learn through Lumio. How? We draw on prior knowledge to determine how Lumio amplifies best teaching practices to create an engaging learning environment. Because when your learners are engaged, that's when they actually learn. And what? We're going to utilize a variety of Lumio curriculum resources to enhance classroom instruction. I'm also going to do a little bit of a practical session where you're going to create your own Lumio lesson from this so that you can also get started with Lumio. So the whole premise behind designing a Lumio lesson, you have to find out how you're going to engage your learners by introducing a learning concept. Then you're going to explore. Students are going to explore the concepts. You're going to elaborate, so they're going to apply their learning, and then you're going to evaluate, to assess and reflect on the learning. If you look at all the white rectangles on the sides of the screen, you can see that it's labeled with different items. All of these items are readily available on Lumio. Some of them are game-based activities, and some of them are ready-made resources that you can simply import in. But all of these are readily created for you, so you don't have to do much of the thinking. You just have to add the content to the slides. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some of these. So as I go through it, I'm going to tell you which one of these I am using. And just by the way, you are going to get a recording of this, but if you want to take a screenshot of this, by all means, help yourself. This is designed in a way that you can leverage the content so you can understand what we're going to do today. All right, let's look at an example lesson. I'm going to go through an example lesson of how I've used some of the examples, and you're going to participate in some of the activities as well. So this is a game-based activity called Match Them Up. So I can actually model the activity. So I can show the learners how to do the activity. If you are able to, you can start the lesson. This is an example of an early years activity. So I will model this activity for my learners. I'm on the tab that says model activity, and I can actually show them how the activity works by dragging the one from the left and the one to the right. If they match, they go to each other. Another way of doing this activity is to drag the two that match together, and then they will go into their different respective categories. If you make a mistake, it simply bounces back to where they were. So now that I've modeled the activity, I'm going to give you a second to go through it. I also have the option to view the progress. So I can have a look at my learners and I can see what is happening in real time in my classroom. I can see what the average score is. I can see how long I've spent on an activity. And I can actually see how many people have completed the activity, how many have not started, and how many are in progress. I can also have a look at individual students' progress. And I don't recommend that you actually do this when your learners are in the classroom, but you can get this data at a later date. If I click on any one of these names, I can actually see how the progress of the learner has gone. I can look at in-depth data. I can see how long it took the learner to complete. I can see how many of them they got correct, and I can see where they struggled. This informs me as a teacher. So I can actually go back and review this content with my learners. I can see how many of my learners are struggling with an activity. If you notice at the top, I have a button here that says export results. This export result actually allows me to export it as an Excel spreadsheet where I can actually save the data and I can get that data which can be used in my reporting. Okay. And I'm going to change the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, changing the screen. This is an example of a ready-made resource, a graphic organizer. I have the ability, while I am actually working on an activity, to convert this into, hang on seconds. I can convert this into a individual handouts or a group workspace or a whole class whiteboard. I'm going to show you what a whole class whiteboard looks like. Now, all of you are able to write on the same page. So if you have a look at the activity, you will now notice that your tools are available on the left-hand side of your screen. you can use any one of those tools to add something to this whole class whiteboard space. You have a text tool, you have a pen, you have images that you can insert. You'll see there's some really nice stickers in the image, and you can move them around anywhere you want on the screen. As a teacher, I can also move things around on the screen. And I also have the option at the top of the screen where it says everyone can edit. If I switch it off, your tools have disappeared. So this is how you actually keep control of your class in a whole whiteboard space. Liisa, I don't know if you've got anything to say.
You are doing amazing, Liisa. Thank you so much for sharing all of your expertise. I'll say that most comments in the chat, it seems like some of us are just having a hard time with StreamYard or Lumio. Recommendations: refresh your screen, restart your computer. And if you are unfortunately on a school computer, you might just have StreamYard blocked on your school domain. I'd recommend reaching out to your IT department if you're able. And if not, just a reminder that this is being recorded and you will receive this recording in your email within the week. But Liisa, you are doing well. No questions in the chat for you, so go ahead and continue to take it away.
All right, so I'm going to change it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now you're going to get an opportunity to build an activity together. So for those of you who are new to Lumio, I'm just going to end my lesson. This is what you would see once you sign into Lumio. And the way you sign into Lumio is you go to your browser. I'm just going to sign out so that you can see the process. And you can do the process with me. Just going to go back to my home page. You're going to go to your home page and you're going to see something that says sign up for free. You're going to click on the sign up for free. And when you sign up for free, you're going to get a screen that looks like this. Let's just go sign up with a different account. You will sign in with either Google or Microsoft. So whether you've got a Google account for your school or your Microsoft account, you would use the exact same credentials that you would use for that particular account. So I'm going to use Microsoft because I have a Microsoft account. I'm just going to sign in. You put your email address in. You enter your password. And now mine has to allow me to do an authentication, which I'm just going to do quickly so that we can carry on and upwards. Okay, and that's how simple it is to sign in. For the first time, you're going to tell the software that you are an adult. You're going to choose a display name that your learners know you as, and then you're going to agree and finish. And this is what you should see. So I'm just going to show you one or two cool things that you can do with this. You have the ability to use AI to build a lesson. So you can actually take your AI prompts, you can put a prompt in and it will build a whole lesson for you. And that takes less than 2 minutes to do that. Alternatively, which is what we're going to do today, you're going to hit the new button and we're going to focus on the game-based activities. And for today, we are going to do a really fun activity called Match Them Up. That's the same activity that we just played. So you're going to hit Match Them Up. And then you are going to put your two categories in. You can add a title for your two categories. So I'm going to say, this is going to be the picture. And this is going to be the word. You don't have to add a title. It is completely up to you. And then you can search for images. So I'm going to look for a bug. I'm going to search for a bug. And this is based on Pixabay. So all of these images are free for you to use. So I can see some nice bugs, cute looking bugs here. I'm going to choose this one. And you say, okay. And then you're going to enter the word as bug. And then you're going to go to the next one. I'm going to look for a cat. And I'm going to search. So all of these are free to use. You don't have to pay anything for it. And by the way, Lumio is a free license. So you can access the license, a free version of the license. And I'm going to type it. You can have up to 10 items. You have the option to check the answers either instantly or at the end when prompted. And you hit next. You can choose any background that you have. There's 12 themes to choose from. If you don't like those themes, you can choose custom and you can design your own background. So you can add a picture in the middle. So there's a picture here, a picture icon. I'm going to click for words. Search for an image on words. Going to see what it's going to pop up. Okay, I'm going to choose, let me choose this one. I'm going to say, okay, I can select the size of the image and I hit save. And now my whole background is set. And I can personalize the background. I can personalize how it looks, the color of the font. I can change how it appears, where it's going to appear. And when I'm happy with what I've done, I hit finish and my activity is done. So I'm going to give you a minute or two to see if you can create your activity. And that is exactly how simple it is to create a lesson. Once you have created the lesson, you can always go back. There is a button at the bottom here which says add page. And then you can add any of the resources that you can see over here. Anything that you find here can be edited and changed to suit you, except the YouTube videos, the Desmos and the FET. Otherwise, everything else can be edited to suit you. All right. Any questions, Michelle?
If you can quickly just go to your home screen for me, and you don't have to build the whole game again, but if you can just quickly show how you got to match them up one more time, that would be really helpful.
Sure. Okay, let me just end the session quickly. So here's my home screen. I'm in my library tab. I will go to new. I will navigate to game-based activities. And then I will hit match them up. And then you can just add your content from here.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Liisa.
You're very welcome. All right, let's just go back here. I'm going to go back to my page sorter tab. Just so that we can get to the end of this. I don't know if you want to make any comments, Mish, while I'm navigating to the right page.
No worries. I see a couple of questions coming in actually right now, so I'll just answer those while you're getting there. Ophelia is asking if we can try the game that was created. Ophelia, what I'm actually going to do in the chat and also in your follow-up email, you will receive a copy of Liisa's file. So the game that you played earlier, you'll be able to see that there as well. And then also Candace asked a question if we can add audio to each picture. So there's a couple different ways you can use audio in Lumio. So in the game-based activities itself, what you can do is you can add instructional audio, and that'll float in the top right corner of the page, but you can't necessarily attach it to each picture. However, on a blank Lumio page, you can kind of create your own matching activity, and there you can actually attach audio to an image or to a word or to an object. And Candace, what I'll do is I will drop in the chat my Smart Lumio email address. And if you email me, I'll actually respond back to you, and I'll send you a couple of how-tos with using audio in Lumio. So I'll drop that in the chat for you right now. And
Okay,
then
just to show you where to find that, you would go to this little icon here, and you will go to the little microphone. That will give you the option to add an audio.
Yep, so that is one way. And so as we kind of close out here, if no one else has any other questions, there are lots of resources for you to continue your learning. Liisa has given us so many great insights on just a very small amount of the many things that are possible in Lumio. And so I'm going to actually start on the right side of the screen here. There's quite a few things that you can do. On the right side of the screen, we do have an academy that you're able to access, and just a little inside scoop for you guys. I am the one that works on our Lumio Academy, and I'm currently in the process of fully revamping our Getting Started with Lumio course. I'm hoping to have that done by the end of the summer, but there is a course in there in Getting Started with Lumio. The next one, I'm going again from right to left, is webinars. That'll take you to a webinar page where we have all of our upcoming webinars. And then if you scroll down at the bottom of that page, we've got all of the webinars past. Those will take you to all past YouTube recordings. And on there, you'll find subject specific, grade specific, feature specific webinars, a huge variety of those. And on our YouTube, we also have a variety of quick train videos. So think like 1 to 3 minute clips that really walk you through how to use each of our features in Lumio. Those are also currently being redone, because if you haven't noticed with Liisa's screen here, Lumio is starting to look a little bit different. We got a couple of updates. So we are also updating all of our resources to make sure everything looks the same for you. The Learn Lumio page is kind of like your hub for all the things that links back to everything that I've already told you about. And then the last on this screen, and I'll have Liisa go to the next one, is our global community. And that is our ambassador platform. This is a really great place to go to connect with folks using Lumio all over the world. If you have attended already a few sessions for Palooza today, you've started to realize that we've got Lumio ambassadors everywhere. Liisa's in South Africa. I'm in the US. We've got presenters in France, in Germany, in Poland. We've got folks everywhere, and it's a really good place to come. That's where we'll announce new features. That's where we have really great discussions. You can share your lessons, or if you're looking for ideas, that's a good place to look for that as well. And I'm going to pause really quick. There's a couple of questions. I am a deaf teacher, and then to add video that I can use sign language to give instructions. There is a way that you can actually link YouTube videos. You can embed a YouTube video right into your lesson. And so that would be a really great feature for you to look into. If you go to our YouTube channel for Lumio, you can just type in YouTube into our YouTube channel, and it'll pull up how you can embed those videos in there. And you do not have to apply if you already are an ambassador. I mean, you might maybe just forgot your login. I'm going to drop an email for you in the chat, globalcommunities@smarttech.com. Go ahead and email us, and we'll help you get logged into that ambassador platform for you. All right, let's go to the next slide, Liisa.
Sure. Here we go.
Thank you so much. All right. And we are doing something really exciting during Palooza this year. And we've got a really exciting social sharing challenge. So just a couple things that you might need to do is make sure that you are following Lumio Social on your preferred platforms, whether that's Instagram, LinkedIn, X. You can share anything that you've learned throughout Lumio Palooza. You can also do it in our Facebook group, which is Lumio Educators. If you go ahead and request to join Lumio Educators on Facebook, I'll let you in there, and you can share a screenshot or a fun fact that you learned during Lumio Palooza. You can post and share as many times as you'd like over the next couple of days. And every post that you make enters you in to win a gift card of your choice as well. All right, and we are going to, in the chat here, drop the survey. So if you'd like to receive your certificate and your credit hour for participating in this webinar, you have to complete the survey. And once you complete the survey, that certificate will be there for you. That's on the screen as well as in the chat now. And Amy, go ahead and send me an email, and I'm going to drop that in the chat for you. And we will make sure that we are able to get you signed up. Yes, and I missed one question. Kelly asked, when you're doing the match 'em up activity, can you repeat how to enlarge the text and pictures? So, Kelly, when you are in a match 'em up, on each tile in the bottom right corner, there's going to be like, I think, a little blue square in the bottom right corner. And Lisa, I think, is going to maybe pull it up for us in the match 'em up. And you'll see that you can click on that little blue square in the bottom right corner, and it'll make that tile larger for you.
Sorry, it's just taking a while. There we go.
No worries. There
And
we
then
go.
it
So you'll
enlarges.
notice that now it's a larger tile. Yep. All right. I don't see any other questions in the chat. All really great questions today. Lisa, thank you so much for always sharing your expertise with us. Really great session. And remember, everyone, Lisa's going to do the session again tomorrow, but with more of a higher ed adult focused example for us. Same time tomorrow if you'd like to register to review that again. If you had any technical difficulties today, just a reminder that you will get a recording of the session emailed to you within the week. Lisa, thank you so much as always. You are the very best.
Thanks, Mish. Thank you for being an awesome host. And everyone, have a great day.
Thanks, everyone, for being here, and we'll see you at the next Lumio Palooza session. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.